Babes, we need to talk about a certain hockey player who has absolutely obliterated our emotional stability this week. I mean, I am genuinely unwell.
Oh, pulverized. My sanity is currently in absolute shambles, just left out there on the ice.
Babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And babes, if you haven't already, do not forget to subscribe.
Do it right now. Honestly, consider this your formal initiation into the Snark side. We are holding you emotionally hostage until you hit the button.
Seriously, though, babes. Honestly, Prime Video has been bringing it this year. Like the casting, the chaos, the emotional damage. Cheers to them.
The literal audible clink of the glasses to the casting director because, wow.
And babes, yes. For anyone watching, we are absolutely drinking grapefruit basil gin and tonics tonight. And babes, we ran them through the Ninja slush machine.
Which is a fundamental game changer.
Yeah.
I am telling you, the slushification of this beverage has elevated us to a tax bracket we do not actually belong in.
I am genuinely spiraling over this. Like, why does a frozen cocktail suddenly make me feel so incredibly luxurious?
It changes your entire molecular structure.
Right. I feel like I am not sitting in my living room in the suburbs. I feel like I am at a rooftop resort in Cabo, wearing head-to-toe linen, ignoring emails from my accountant.
It's the basil. The basil is what fundamentally alters the psychology of the drink, you know?
Wait, really? The basil?
Yes. You put a green, leafy herb into a frozen beverage, and suddenly you aren't just consuming alcohol on a Wednesday, you are curating a botanical experience.
Look at you acting like a smug mixologist right now. You have zero actual qualifications.
I don't need qualifications to understand the tension between the ingredients, okay? You have the botanical forwardness of the gin wrestling with the harsh bite of the grapefruit.
Oh my God, you are making this up.
And then it is suspended in a sub-zero crystalline matrix that forces you to consume it slowly, prolonging the delusion of wealth.
A sub-zero crystalline matrix. It is crushed ice. You put ice and gin in a blender.
It is a ninja slush machine. Respect the hardware, please. It has genuinely changed my personality. I now look down upon liquid drinks.
Honestly, I am already emotionally oversharing, and I have had exactly 2 sips of this sub-zero matrix. This is dangerous.
That is the Snark side promise, babes. We overshare so you don't have to feel bad about your own life choices.
Speaking of life choices, babes, we've talked about our niece before. But honestly, I had a crisis this weekend. Are we officially in our ante-era now?
It is a full-blown existential crisis because, yes, the transition has officially begun.
And if so, what kind of antes are we? Like, I am terrified of the realization that we are somehow becoming the adults.
I know. I looked at a child yesterday, a child related to me by blood, and my immediate thought was, I should buy you a drum kit just to annoy your parents.
That is so toxic, but also iconic. Are we going to be strict role models or just entirely chaotic?
Strict us. We are drinking frozen gin and deeply analyzing fictional hockey players. We have absolutely zero moral high ground to stand on.
That is a very fair point. I feel like I am 3 toddlers stacked in a trench coat trying to maintain a decent credit score. But I am definitely claiming the title of the emotionally supportive auntie.
Oh, here we go.
I am. I'm the soft place to land. I'm the one they come to when they have a devastating middle school crush and just need to cry it out.
Okay, let's analyze that. Are you actually supportive, or do you just enable highly destructive behavior because you hate conflict?
Excuse me.
Because I have seen you support adult friends right into terrible life choices. Your brand of support is looking at a friend crying over a toxic ex and saying, yes, text him, follow your heart.
I validate feelings. There is a profound psychological difference between validating a feeling and endorsing an action.
That is emotional sabotage disguised as validation, and you know it. I proudly claim the title of the auntie teaching chaos and sarcasm. I am the one teaching them how to execute a soul-crushing side-eye.
Okay, we need to transition before I get defensive. Okay, babes, we need to talk about secrets for a minute.
Oh, forced confessions.
Yeah, okay.
After you intravenously injected basil gin into my system.
Exactly. Not because we necessarily keep secrets, but babes, tell us a secret. I will go first to establish a baseline of vulnerability.
This should be good.
So sometimes when I'm at my desk, supposedly reviewing complex patient charts, I am actually 3 hours deep into the social media profiles of girls who were mean to me in high school.
Oh, the retroactive high school vengeance. I love this for you.
I find their Zillow listings. I look at the kind of cabinetry they chose for their kitchen remodels, and I judge them with a harshness reserved for war criminals.
Judging someone's kitchen backsplash as a coping mechanism for adulthood is brilliant toxicity. Oh, faux farmhouse gray. Tragic.
Exactly. Your life is a tragedy based on this hardware. Okay, your turn. Give me a secret.
Okay, you know how I always text you saying I am running late because traffic was an absolute nightmare?
Yeah, you say it like twice a week.
I have never, not once, been delayed by traffic. I am delayed because I get out of the shower, sit on the edge of my bed, wrapped in a damp towel, and disassociate for 25 minutes.
I am screaming. The damp towel paralysis.
I am completely paralyzed by the sheer crushing weight of having to perceive the world. I just sit there until I realize I am 10 minutes late, and then I blame the Department of Transportation.
That is so incredibly real.
Mm.
Okay, my second secret. I have an absolutely unhinged, irrational fear of revolving doors.
Wait, what? Since when?
Since forever.
Yeah.
I am convinced the pacing of the door will suddenly change, and I will be trapped in that little glass pie slice of doom forever. I will walk an entire city block in the freezing cold just to find a normal push door.
That explains so much about our chaotic trips to the mall. I always thought you just really hated the main entrance.
No, I am fighting for my life against the glass pie slice. What is your second secret?
I am secretly obsessed, to a highly concerning degree, with those power washing videos on TikTok.
Oh my God, the driveway ones.
Yes. I will lie in bed at 2 in the morning and watch a stranger in Ohio blast 30 years of moss off concrete for 3 hours straight. It releases so much dopamine.
You are deeply disturbed. But I honestly respect the transparency. And honestly, this brings us to the stark reality of our actual day jobs.
The neck-snapping whiplash of going from reality TV cultural critics to heavily insured medical professionals.
Right. For anyone new here, we are both dentists at separate practices, and we have to discuss the highs and lows of the upcoming workday because the delusion required to maintain this is staggering.
The duality is a struggle. Let's start with the highs because we need the positivity.
The highs are literally just surviving emotionally on an IV drip of iced coffee and making highly inappropriate jokes in the sterilization room.
Yes. And putting on the cute scrubs so you feel aesthetically pleasing while scraping calculus off a molar.
But the ultimate high, the unrivaled euphoric joy of a patient calling to cancel their massive procedure at 3 in the afternoon on a Friday.
Oh, that is a high better than any pharmaceutical substance on the market. It is a sudden, unexpected gift of time.
But the lows, babes, the bone-deep, soul-crushing exhaustion that hits right around 2 p.m.
And the technological betrayal. When the digital X-ray sensor just decides to stop communicating with the server while a patient is actively gagging on it.
It is the worst. Plus, just pretending to have positive energy when a patient looks you dead in the eye and says, "I hate the dentist."
I just want to look back and say, babes, I hate being the dentist today. Let's just be mad about it together.
By lunch, I'm aggressively questioning adulthood. I sit in my Honda, eating a sad salad, dreaming of quitting everything to open a messy, highly unprofitable beach bar in Costa Rica.
Serving margaritas and never looking at a bicuspid again, I am exactly one minor inconvenience away from disappearing permanently.
Same. I am emotionally hanging on by pure caffeine and delusion. Which, honestly, reminds us so much of the high school and college chaos in this show.
Off-campus is just a highly stylized mirror reflecting our own disastrous pasts back at us.
Before our frontal lobes developed. Okay, wild college story time. My sophomore year, I had a massive, all-consuming crush on this pre-med bro in my biology lab.
Oh no, I feel the secondhand embarrassment already.
I thought I was being mysterious, so I spent 3 hours curating the perfect Spotify playlist, full of yearning, horny indie pop like the 1975.
And what did you do with this sonic thirst trap?
I meant to message it to him, but in my nervous, sweaty state, I accidentally pasted the link into our entire lab group email chain. 30 pre-med students got an email at midnight with my tragic late-night study vibes playlist.
The physical pain in my chest right now, how did you survive the next morning?
I didn't. I literally went to the registrar's office, took a W on my transcript, and dropped the class. I could not look them in the eye. What about you?
Junior year disaster party. We threw a classy wine and cheese night with boxed Franzia and spray cheese in our condemned off-campus house.
The absolute peak of luxury.
And an hour in, a rugby guy completely shattered the porcelain tank of our toilet. Water was violently flooding the hallway.
Oh my God, did you turn off the valve?
Of course not. We threw every dirty t-shirt we owned onto the floor, abandoned the hallway, and retreated to the kitchen counters. We sat there drinking boxed wine while the water rose like we were the string quartet on the Titanic.
That is pure chaotic survival energy.
Oh.
And it is exactly the messy energy of off-campus.
Exactly. The highly questionable decision-making under pressure. It's why we relate to these characters on a visceral level.
Okay, babes, enough spiraling because we need to get into this episode. We have to talk about episode 3, the orgasm, and episode 4, the breakup.
Let's start with the visual storytelling in the opening of episode 3. The Justin fantasy versus the Garrett reality.
I was so emotionally reactive to this. We open on Hannah daydreaming about hooking up with Justin at the piano. The golden hour lighting, the swelling music. I was clutching my pearls thinking it was real.
I immediately brought the shade for Justin. He is the ultimate faux deep, liberal arts, soft boy villain.
He's insufferably arrogant.
He learns 3 chords on an acoustic guitar and thinks he is a generational genius. And the lyrics, yellow, yellow haze, that means absolutely nothing.
It is indie pop nonsense. And can we talk about how he secretly records her for inspiration?
Psychologically, that is incredibly invasive. If a guy tells me he records my breathing to use as a textural layer in his audio mix, I am calling local law enforcement.
He is totally using her as a muse, which is so objectifying. But we have to shout out the writers here. For the book fans, they merged Cass and Mary Jane into Justin to streamline the plot.
It was a brilliant, economical writing choice. You can't spread antagonist energy across 3 minor characters on TV.
And it triggers Garrett's absolute undeniable jealousy. Did you catch that Hannah is his phone lock screen? I screamed.
It proves he is entirely consumed by her. But his behavioral response is fascinating. When she cancels their tutoring to hang with Justin, his jaw ticks, and he forces out, "Oh, I'm thrilled for you."
The sarcasm was so thick, he's telling her to go get her man, but his micro-expressions are basically flipping a dining room table. He is seething.
He is trapped in his own machinations. He wants to destroy the exact plan he helped create.
It is so satisfying to watch a confident man unravel. But we have to pivot to the other relationship breakdown. Allie's messy, cyclical breakup with Sean.
Allow me to verbally dismantle Sean's entire psychological profile right now.
Please do. Set the scene. Allie gets an agent, the same agent as Broadway legend Joanna Maxwell. This is life-altering for a theater major.
And how does Sean react? Does he hype her up? Absolutely not. He actively diminishes her dreams because her success threatens his main character syndrome.
He wants her to move to Vermont and work for his dad's insurance company, the insurance queen of Dorset, Vermont.
The audacity to expect her to drop Broadway for premium liability policies in the woods. He is a human wet blanket.
But the tragedy is that Allie falls into this predictable 5-act cycle of grief, and Sean explicitly calls it out.
That is the most devastating part. He weaponizes his intimate knowledge of her coping mechanisms. He knows she'll eat Cheetos, rage, and beg for him back in 36 hours.
He strips her of her agency. If you were listening to this, you have definitely had a friend you had to watch go back to a toxic ex over and over.
It is the most exhausting dynamic in adult friendships. You draft the perfect breakup text for them, and 2 days later they are tagged in a bottomless mimosa brunch photo together.
You just have to smile and internally scream into the void. I relate to Allie's Cheeto depression spiral, but Sean needs to go.
Thank God Dean is lurking in the background. But right now, we need to discuss Logan's nice guy act.
Oh, sweet Logan. He shows up to fix Hannah's car, the Blue-a-roo. I found it so adorable and wholesome. Pure golden retriever energy.
Hard pushback here. Massive pushback. You are being blinded by the tool belt.
What? Why?
He is creeping in the background with this unrequited crush, making sad puppy dog eyes from under the hood of a Subaru. He needs to focus on his own messy life.
He is just trying to be a supportive friend.
He has been passed over twice in the NHL draft. He is watching his dreams die. He should be watching game tape, not changing spark plugs for a girl who barely notices him.
You are being so harsh.
Yeah.
But I guess Jules calls him out later, so you aren't the only one. Let's pivot to the academic weapon himself. Garrett's Kierkegaard masterclass.
The B-plus presentation that changed everything. Hannah translating 19th century existentialism into hockey-checking strategies was brilliant.
She treats Kierkegaard like an aggressive defenseman, and Garrett stands up and delivers this passionate speech on how ghosting is an abdication of selfhood.
He argues that disappearing without a word is a profound moral failing. He absolutely kills it.
But the absolute staggering hypocrisy. 10 minutes later, Justin texts Hannah, and what does the great philosopher Garrett advise her to do?
He looks her dead in the eye and says, "Ghost his ass."
Literally, the audacity. All his high-minded ethics go entirely out the window because he wants to eliminate the competition.
He just wants to take her to Malone's for karaoke. His jealousy completely overrides his ethics. Which brings us to the chaos of Malone's.
I live for drunk Hannah. Garrett creates this safe space for her, guarding her drinks with his life, and she discovers her signature drink, the Blue-a-roo.
Which is literally just a pina colada with a splash of blue food coloring.
It looked highly dangerous, the kind of drink that tastes like coconut sugar but ruins your life by 2 a.m.
Speaking of ruining things, the heavy-handed liquid IV product placement was intense. But the set design, did you catch the bathroom graffiti behind Allie?
Oh my God, stupid awesome dick with an arrow pointing toward Dean. I cackled out loud. Environmental storytelling at its finest.
And then Hannah's karaoke performance. Singing Cherry Pie is a massive, aggressively shady callback.
It's the exact song that was blasting when she walked in on Garrett hooking up earlier. She is claiming his hookup song is her own performance.
The visual reaction from Garrett is incredible. His eyes are milking out of his skull. The sexual tension sets up the cliffhanger perfectly.
The car ride home, Allie leaves her purse. They can't get into their dorms, so they crash at Garrett's. Allie passes out on the couch, dead to the world.
And drunk, emboldened Hannah leaves a literal breadcrumb trail of her clothing up the stairs.
Garrett, following that trail, the physical restraint he displays is superhuman. She's wearing nothing but his hockey jersey.
And she is offering herself on a silver platter, but Garrett turns her down because she is intoxicated.
I want to deeply praise him for this. He is an elite athlete. The girl of his dreams is inviting him to bed, and he respects her entirely too much to take advantage of her lowered inhibitions.
Consent is the absolute key here. He sleeps rigidly on top of the comforter while she is tucked underneath. It is beautiful visual storytelling.
And then the agonizing morning after, she makes him coffee, a callback to episode 1, and drops the nuclear bomb. I need you to give me an orgasm.
Cut to black. The credits roll. It was a violently jarring ending, but it perfectly hooks the viewer for episode 4.
Oh, babes. Episode 4. The breakup. We have to talk about the heavy confession. I got genuinely emotional about how they handled this.
It was a highly perilous tonal balance to strike. You are dealing with heavy trauma in a rom-com arc.
She tells him she was drugged and raped at a high school party. And the writers didn't turn it into trauma porn. No graphic flashbacks, just a grounded, respectful conversation about recovery.
She doesn't present herself as a broken bird. She presents herself as a strong survivor, asking a trusted friend for practical help. It gives her complete agency.
And Garrett's reaction. He doesn't try to magically fix her or launch into a macho savior complex. He just listens.
He is overwhelmed, but he agrees to help because she trusts him, which leads to his hilarious locker room consultation with Dean.
Dean De Laurentiis, the absolute last man you'd expect to give profound advice.
Garrett protects Hannah's privacy, so Dean assumes she is just a virgin, and Dean casually says she might not come.
And Garrett stares at him unblinking and says, not an option. She has to come. Respect. The delivery of that line.
But Dean's advice is incredibly empathetic. He tells Garrett the physical mechanics don't matter if her brain doesn't feel safe. Consent and emotional security are the keys.
Which brings us to the intimate scene in Garrett's bedroom. The pacing, the direction, flawless.
Yeah.
Hannah arrives in Allie's tight, uncomfortable dress.
It is a performative costume,
Oh.
and Garrett clocks the discomfort immediately. He offers her his worn-in cotton t-shirt.
That strips away the performative pressure, and he turns his back to give her privacy. She tells him he doesn't have to, and he says, yeah, but not until you want me to.
The absolute respect. Now we must address a major adaptation change. In the books, they binge-watch Breaking Bad to calm her nerves.
Book purists on TikTok were militant about missing the Walter White meth-cooking marathon.
But from a screenwriting perspective, swapping it for music was necessary. You can't convey escalating romantic tension while watching a body dissolve in acid.
It would have killed the pacing entirely.
By having her pick a song, baby, now that I've found you by the foundations, and doing a goofy dork dance, it forces them to bridge the gap in a non-threatening way.
It was so cute.
Yeah.
But then the panic attack hits. Her dissociation is devastatingly real. The camera work changes. She feels like she's floating.
It is a clinically accurate trauma response, and Garrett stops immediately. He moves back, gives her space, and uses his voice to keep her grounded.
She asks, what if I'm broken? And he immediately shuts that down. You're not broken, Wellesley. You just don't trust me enough to fully let go, and that's okay.
He takes the blame. He completely centers her emotional safety, and then he suggests she show him how she does it on her own, giving her the control back.
Belmont and Ella played that vulnerability perfectly. You can feel the intimacy coordinator shaping those boundaries. But then, Snapchat ruins everything.
The rules of television dictate we cannot have happiness for more than 4 minutes. His phone vibrates with snaps from random puck bunnies.
Aggressively shady, you can physically watch her soul retreat back into her shell.
Garrett, my man, we are adults in 2026. Use the do not disturb function. He ruined the mood through technological negligence.
Which sends her running back to Justin and violently shifts the tone directly into the unhinged, fever-dream chaos of drunk Shakespeare.
I love the chaotic whiplash of the college experience. Allie is hammered, playing Helena with completely out-of-pocket improvised lines.
How surprisingly ripped thou art. Deranged. But the background, Chaos Tucker's escalating fruit hazing.
He is aggressively protecting a banana named Bernardo, and every time he fails, the fruit gets upgraded. By the end, he is hauling a massive watermelon like an infant.
It is a brilliant visual nod to the book's Teacup Pig Egg Challenge. But amidst the fruit hazing, Jules savagely calls Logan out in his car.
She performed a verbal fatality on her brother. She tells him his chances of making the NHL are slimmer than Timothy Chalamet.
I gasped so loudly, it was unbelievable harsh, but he needed to hear it. And changing the family pressure from his dad to his mom's garage was a smart narrative shift.
It differentiates his blue-collar anxiety from Garrett's daddy issues. Meanwhile, the climax is boiling. Garrett misses his window, and Hannah ends their fake dating deal.
My heart broke for him in that hallway. He retreats to the freezing ice rink to take violent slap shots in the dark.
While Hannah goes to Justin's, realizes he is an empty vessel, and makes the mature decision to end the cycle before it begins.
And tracks Garrett down to the empty ice rink for the ultimate sweeping grand gesture.
Pure late 90s 10 things I hate about you cinema.
She hooks her keyboard to the PA system and sings the Foundation song. Her voice echoes through the arena while he is stress skating.
A massive upgrade from the book where they just argue in a dark parking lot. Bringing it into the arena utilizes her musical talent and creates a stunning visual.
The moment he hears her voice, he drops his stick, runs up the concrete stairs in full heavy hockey gear, skates clanking, and bursts into the booth.
They don't even need to speak.
The lesson here is that romance isn't a giant flowery speech. It's tiny inside jokes, feeling safe, and a massive hockey boy violently sprinting toward you on ice skates the second he hears your voice.
The definition of elite slow burn payoff, which means you are in the perfect fragile state for our analytical segments. Segment 1. Most likely to peak in college. Who is doomed to be stuck in their glory days.
Ooh, there are so many strong candidates.
It is Justin. Without a doubt, he peaked the moment he realized playing acoustic guitar makes impressionable girls project depth onto his hollow personality.
Oh wait, let me playfully push back. What about Logan?
Logan with the tool belt. Defend that position.
He is obsessing over a girl who ignores him, clinging to an impossible NHL dream instead of facing the real world. If he doesn't pivot, he's going to peak at graduation and end up recounting his junior year playoff run at the local dive bar forever.
Wow. That is a terrifyingly accurate, bleak assessment. Okay, I accept your Logan theory. Segment 2. Biggest main character delusion. Who thinks the world revolves around them, and do we secretly respect it?
Unanimously, it is Sean. The unadulterated delusion required to believe his beige life in Vermont is more valuable than her Broadway stardom is staggering.
He is a charisma void. If discount khaki pants materialized into a human, it would be Sean.
Khaki pants energy, exactly.
But I secretly respected how efficiently he manipulated her breakup cycle. He didn't sweat, he just waited for her anxiety to do the work, a maestro of weaponized complacency.
Until Dean threw a massive wrench into the algorithm. Okay, segment 3. Things that will ruin our friend group. Behaviors that would result in immediate excommunication in real life.
You go first.
Hooking up with a random girl during a mandatory grade-dependent tutoring session. If I walk across a freezing campus to save your academic life and you are face-deep in a stranger's neck, the friendship is over. I am setting your flashcards on fire.
Spectacular lack of respect for time. For me, it is Allie stealing the spotlight at karaoke when she is supposed to be mourning.
You're mad at the karaoke.
Yes. You drag me out for your mental breakdown, force me to hold your sticky drink while you perform a theatrical heartbreak anthem, and then leave your purse so we have to sleep on a frat house couch. Severe friendship purgation. Also, Dean's bathroom graffiti. I would relentlessly bully him.
I would just take a picture and use it as blackmail for the rest of his life.
Blackmail is a sustainable friendship model. Segment 4. Most likely to start crying at the party. Who is one tequila shot away from total emotional collapse?
Allie, obviously. 3 bags of Cheetos and a stained sweatshirt while mashing a video game controller is the universal uniform of a woman about to audibly sob in a bathtub.
Hard pushback. Allie is externalizing her grief. The real ticking time bomb is Garrett.
Garrett, the confident hockey boy.
Yes. He retreats to an empty ice rink at midnight, taking violent slap shots and sweating through his gear just because a girl talked to Justin.
That is borderline psychotic, tearful behavior. If someone handed him tequila and asked if he was okay, his tough guy facade would shatter.
Oh my God, you are entirely right. He is the most fragile piece of glass on the show. He desperately needs CDT and a nap.
And someone to teach him how to mute his notifications.
Seriously. Well, babes, we survived another highly chaotic recap. Thank you to the Snark Squad for hanging out, drinking slushies, and analyzing these fictional students with us.
A profound journey into the human psyche. Now we turn the microphone to you.
Yes. Jump in the comments and answer two things. One, what kind of auntie or uncle do you genuinely think you'd be? Strict, chaotic, or judging kitchen hardware?
And two, give us your wildest, most unhinged college memory. We bared our souls, now you must pay the coal. Traumatize us.
We read every single one. Remind them to like, comment, subscribe, and share the podcast with their messiest bestie.
Because if you don't share the psychological analysis with the person who enables your worst decisions, are you even friends?
Totally. Before we sign off, just think about this. Are you playing the role of Garrett in your own life? Demanding honesty from everyone else while hiding your own feelings behind a fake philosophy? Just something to mull over. Stay messy, stay delusional, and we will see you on the Snark side.